All right. I'm John Shaw. I'm a graduate student in musicology from the University of Memphis. This is February the 3rd, 2018. We're in Bartlett, Tennessee with the Reverend Arthur Becton. And just the preliminaries that this is a interview that's being done for musicological research. It is a nonprofit and hopefully will eventually receive a permanent home, perhaps at the University of Memphis or at the West Tennessee Delta Heritage Center in Brownsville. So I guess start with a little bit about yourself, Reverend Becton.
My name is Arthur Becton. I live at 4605 Chatelain Road, and I am a graduate, really, of Bartlett, of Barry Chapel High School. My kids were graduate from Bartlett High School. And so this that he's interviewing about is things that happen in our community. For instance, we have a group there we used to call SBS number 4 Society, which and once a year annually we'd have a picnic that we would have in the Easter Brown Grove, and the group that would come over and play the music was Mr. Lum Gufford, and if I remember correctly, Mr. Henderson Owen. They had the drum and fights and all this, and then they would play there, and plus they would play at the IBP number 6 Society.
And what did IBP stand for?
The IBP was the Independent People's Board or something of this nature, but the SBS number 4 was considered Social Benevolent Society. And what the group was, there was a group that we had, like community groups that did community service for people that was a member of all the society. And if you want to know a little about it, I'll just give you a quick explanation. Yeah. The SBS, I was a member for 26 years. I got in there when my mom them put me in there when I was 16 years old. And what we had to do was when people in the community that was a member of the SBS number 4 Society, we would have to go visit them, and if there was a man, he was sick, and the family had been sitting with him all this time, and they had nobody else, the society would appoint 2 men per night to go sit up all night to take care of him. And if he was sick and wintertime came, the society would appoint like 6 men to go into the woods and cut his winter wood and haul it to his house, make sure he was protected. When it comes down to the women, they would appoint 2 women to go during the day to help the wife clean the house, cook, and do all this. And at night, they would appoint 2 to go sit with the family, with her, during the night session. So this is what it was all about. And then, it was all about helping those when they were down. And that's what the IBP 6 was. They did the same thing, but what they have like a fundraiser. The SBS number 4, they would have like a picnic on Ellendale Road, which we call the Easter Brown Grove. And Easter Brown Grove was my great aunt's property, which my granddad part. And they would have a picnic there, for fundraising. IBP 6, they would have there that Brunswick, which we call a gravel pit picnic. And IBP number 5, which was Oak Grove on 64 Highway, they had there at Oak Grove, where the historical Oak Grove Baptist Church is.
So was this IBP, was that like the Independent Order of Pallbearers, or some people called it the Pole Bearers?
That's what it was. IBP, that's what it was all about.
And so we know they had fife and drum musicians, right?
Right.
With each chapter, I assume?
Like Mr. Lum Gufford.
Yeah. Well, now wasn't his called the United Sons and Daughters of Zion?
They might have used that name. All we ever hear them just name it is, we just always see them playing, and we just call them people who we just say was playing.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Mr. Henderson Owen would always play. Had a big old drum. It took 2 men to hold that thing in.
Wow.
And they played this drum, and the fight that he had one that was metal, and then I've seen him play one look like I'm just saying, being a kid, I seen him play one look like a fishing cane. I don't know what he made it out of. But he would play that. He would play that thing, and they would sing, and they would play the little old fights and play the drum.
Wow. So how old were you when you first heard fife and drum music?
Oh, I was probably 10, 12 years old when they had it at the Easter Brown Grove. But when I got into junior high school.
And what year would that have been?
Oh, that would have been like early 50, 51, 52.
So it was still definitely going on in those days.
Oh, yeah. And see, when I got into junior high school in 1950, 52, 53, that's when the big one would be what's called the Gravel Pit Picnic, and that was the IPP.
So is this the one that was at the corner of Brunswick and 70?
That was the one that called the Brunswick and 70, because I was going to junior high school at Brunswick Junior High School. And what they would do, they would leave their society hall across the street from the school.
The one that's still there?
Yeah, the society hall is still there. They would march down to the picnic area when they opened up the picnic for that week.
Wow.
And they would start, and then the drum and fife music would come in one night, and they would play during the day. And people would just stand around and watch them play, and they would dance in that dust and stuff. That's what it's all about.
Wow. How long would these picnics run?
Oh, that one would go it would start like that Thursday evening, because we go to school and we see them going down on Thursday evening, and then they would go like Friday night, Saturday. The Saturday night, some early part of the night, and they would close because church is Sunday.
Was there more than one fife and drum band at these things, or was there just...
Sometimes it'd be two, but I don't know who the other one was, other than Mr. Henderson Owen was playing and Mr. Lum Guffey, but those two were playing.
Where was Henderson Owen from? Was he from the Brunswick area?
Brother Henderson Owen was from Bartlett. That's where he's from, and he got family that live on Shadowlawn Road. That's where his son lived, all the kids right across the street from the Shadowlawn School.
Wow.
And so, like I say, they would play the music, and that was all the music there until in the late part of in the early part of the 60s. That's when they quit playing just about, because they started bringing in, music like from jukeboxes and things, and they'd have music. But before then, see, there wasn't no lights, wasn't no electric or nothing. It was just that music.
Yeah.
And that was the drum block.
And that would probably carry for what? 2, 3, 4 miles? You can hear
yeah.
it?
Well, see, now later on in our society, we had one of those big old drums like that size, and that used to be a way that they would notify members when they need to meet. For instance, in SBS number 4, we had this drum. We had men called marshals,
Mm-hmm.
and what they would do, they would appoint marshals to visit. Like, for instance, one marshal had so many members, he was responsible for keeping check on. If you were sick, the marshal visit, and the marshal go around and appoint people to go sit with them and do what they need done. Okay, well, when somebody would die in the society, at sunrise, the drummer would go out and alarm the drum. That thing would carry from what we call Kirby Whitten Road and Ellendale, which is called Egypt Central. That thing with the Easter Brown Grove, that sound would carry from there all the way across Shadowlawn Road into the Germantown Road, what we call the Horn Sun. You could hear that drum.
Wow.
And they would do it early in the morning, just at sunrise. And they would do it in the evening time, a half hour before sunset. That was the way that, and once you hear the drum, the marshal was to go to the drummer and get the news. What they call ride. He had to go ride, back years ago he ride horses, but they had to go and carry this message around to all the members and to let them know what the alarm of the drum was for. Tell them that there was death in the society. And once he do that, then he had to go and make sure everybody knows that was in the society at what day and time the funeral was going to be. And everybody had to go that was a member do they fine you for not showing up?
Yeah.
And the men, I being the youngest one in there, 16 years old, they're able to appoint 3 to 4 men to dig grave, digging them with a shovel. And I was always one of those 4 or 5 because I was not but a kid, 16 years old, so I had to dig grave. And we dig the grave for the family. Grave was the society's problem. We done.
Wow. And did these organizations own the cemeteries? I think in some cases they did, didn't they?
At that point in time, Fullview Cemetery was owned by the SBS Society, SBS number 4 Society. It was owned by them, and then I don't know, Bartlett, some way, they turned the cemetery over to the church, but it's not it's a society simply because everybody in there now, even till now, have a right to bury one if they was a member of the society. Like me, I have a plot.
Right.
I was 16 years old, and my mom gave me the $5, and I bought a plot for and I didn't have a family when I was 16 years old. Now I have a plot for my family there that I bought when I was 16 years old.
Wow. So
but I earned it. I earned it because I sat up all night at 16, and I dug graves when every member died.
Wow. So did the musicians play at the funerals as well?
No, they didn't play at the funeral. They only played at the picnics.
Yeah.
They played because they played that music and they would sing, you know. And I remember one song that I used to hear Mr. Lum Guthrie sing. And I don't know what he be singing this song about Sally had big legs.
That's the only one he recorded.
Well, that's the one I remember. Sally had big leg woman, and he said, and he was singing that thing about every time that they would play that music.
So how old were you when you first met him?
Oh, I was like teenager, 12, 13 years old when I met him.
And apparently he had done quite well for himself financially too.
Sure. And he was always, you know, he never came to the picnic dressed down. He always came to the picnic dressed, because I always seen him as a person with a white shirt on and black pants on in that dust with suspenders on. So he was kind of different, but he played that drum and played that music.
So he could play the fife, the drum, and the guitar.
He played all of them. He blow the little thing, he blow the little fife, and when he blowing it, you know, I could see him moving his fingers while he played. And so after then, he had a fife like whatever about that long. Then one time he came, he had I keep saying it looked like a fishing cane. He had made it out of.
Mm-hmm.
And he would blow. It would blow. Because I tried to make one, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to blow the thing was.
So did you ever try to play the drums?
No. But we kept that drum at SBS Society. We kept that drum until, in the 70s. I don't know what we did with it, but we kept it till then. They didn't use it. They didn't alarm it no more because people had phones and stuff. But that was the way to do it when there was no phone.
Right.
And everybody know when they heard that drum at sunrise, everybody was concerned because they know there was a tragedy in SBS number 4.
Yeah. So were there other chapters of the Social Benevolent Society? It would seem so. If y'all were number 4, it seemed like there'd be other chapters in Shelby County.
Well, see, Oak Grove was number 5. IBP was 5 was Oak Grove. IBP 6 was Brunswick. Everybody had a different chapter for their society.
So were the Social Benevolent Societies and the pallbearers affiliated in some?
No, we wasn't affiliated. We just, each one had his own. Like now, SBS number 4 is still in operation. IBP 6 is still. 5 is still.
I haven't been able to find any living members of the pallbearers. I've been looking.
Number 6 at Brunswick.
Yeah.
The only one